Alright guys, I just wanted to give you a quick channel update here. Talk about some things that I'm getting ready to talk about, and some of these things are a little bit spicy. Or they're going to be. Some of these videos are going to be hard, but they are coming right up. First off, this is the Spectre chest rig from Citadel Defense, and I will be doing a review on this very quickly. A first impressions review. I think it's incredibly important for reviewers to do an initial review and to come back to an item in the long run, because sometimes we do need to eat crow. Sometimes things do change, and that's not a problem. I'm not going to get too far into that, but the initial impressions, I'm very confident in how I'm going to feel about this rig. It's a cool rig. Citadel Defense, I've got some of his stuff down here that I'm going to be talking to you about here in just a moment, but he is also, I think, a great source for information. I think that he's doing some great stuff, especially for the people who don't already have the experience and who are wanting to get into this and wanting to build the mindset. So I've got a bunch of stuff here in my Hidden Woodsman bag. Whether or not this is my favorite bag, it's going back and forth, mostly between this and my combat art training bag and my Hidden Woodsman everyday carry bags. Hard decisions, guys. Good bags. And I do have some new patches from Stand Strong Art. Super excited about these. Alright, so first thing that I'm going to show you, well, actually I mentioned the education here. So from Citadel Defense, you can get a kit like this. This kit is almost dummy proof, and that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about in my review of this, and it's vitally important if you do not have first-hand experience and training to get something dummy proof, because you don't already know, which makes you the dummy when you start out. So if you get something dummy proof, then you don't have to be the dummy and learn things the hard way. And the problem is, in this genre, a lot of people are never going to learn, so they'll be dummies till they die. Get something dummy proof. So Minuteman 101, small unit tactics. Dylan Schumacher makes these, and I have read a bit of these. I need to go more in depth to them. He also has cheat cards that are laminated, and so I think he's a really cool source for people who are starting out the path. And that's not to say that this isn't good stuff for people who are already on the path. So myself, having a combat deployment and hundreds of hours of training, I might not have bought some of the books and stuff, because I don't buy that kind of stuff usually. That does not mean that I would not pick up the rig. So just because I'm talking about new people, well, most people are going to be buying stuff are kind of new people, right? That doesn't mean it's invalidated for people with experience. Talked about that entirely too long. Oh, the next thing's not going to be in the bag. Alright, the next two things that are going to be a little bit spicy in videos. Maybe you guys are going to have fun with this. Maybe you won't. It's hard for me to say. Maybe some of you will get mad. Some of you will definitely get mad. Thanks to my buddy, Ben. Yeah. He sent me this Pachymascus masterpiece. We're going to do some Rockwell testing, and we're going to do a little bit of testing. Mostly, I want to have fun. We're going to probably just make fun of it and break it. I will say, if it ends up being a good knife, I'll admit that it's a good knife, but guys, it's not a good knife. So this video, you know, if you're there, it's just going to be fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to break it. We're going to do a HRC test. I don't think that one is worth the investment of sending off for steel analysis. I'm guessing it's made out of aluminum cans and hubcaps and car bumpers and stuff, so whatever. This one's a little bit spicy. This one makes me feel dirty. we are going to test and review the fake Bussy. We're going to call this the Fussy. That's fair, right? Fussy. This knife was requested by a couple people. It's been making some waves. It is fake. We are going to Rockwell test this knife. I'm going to do a review of this knife with a little disclaimer at the front, talking about how I feel about it. In the review, I will not allow myself to be anything other than objective, even if it pains me. So if I have to say that this is the best knife that I've ever had, I will rip those words out of my own mouth. We will break it. I will send it off to be tested. We will see exactly what steel it is. I believe it's advertised to be DC53. And at the end of the video, after I've been as absolutely painfully, I will actually have to go out of my way to be overly objective in this review to make sure that I am fair. After all of that, at the end, then I'm going to share some spicy thoughts. Now, if I believed that this knife was ever going to take a sale away from Bussy, a small American business, I would not do the review. But nobody is ever going to cross-shop this $55 Chinese copy with a real Bussy. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to review it, and I'm not giving you a link. I mean, you can find it, but I have no like link to give you where I get some cash kickback. Some people reviewing this knife, I don't know how many people reviewed this knife, but I'm sure some people are going to get some kickbacks for some reviews. You already know that that's not really how this works on this channel. Ugh. Ugh. It is better than it should be. It is better than it should be. All right, one thing that's going to be a little bit wild. This was sent to me for review, not for like a destruction death review, but for an honest hard use review. This is the Dawson Knives Gatekeeper in MagnaCut, and this is a very expensive knife. And so far, I've chopped a lot of unsupported wood with it, and I've done some machete work with it. It has held up pretty well, but I have had at least 2 people reach out to me with some problems with some Dawson knives. This particular one was repaired by Dawson and then sent to me. We've got a little bit thicker than the original edge geometry, going from 50 thou behind the edge down to 35 thou behind the edge in different sections. They're fine. The knife is nice. It's nice in the hand. It performs wonderfully. Performs wonderfully. So we're going to see what's what. And I am confident that if Dawson needs to make some changes, that they will. I do honestly believe that. I've actually talked to them at this point, and we're not going to go easy on this knife. And if we have problems with this knife, I will be showing it. I will be showing it. I'll show it all. So there we go. First thing I'll say, I don't love the sheath. It's good. It works. I don't think if it was mine, I don't think I would replace the sheath. Their belt loops are creative, but it's mostly a friction fit. And you know what? With Kydex, I want a snap. I want a snap in and a snap out. So, useful, practical. Not my favorite sheath though, but I don't hate it and I wouldn't replace it. Hopefully that means something to somebody. Oh, for some reason I've got Jack Lopen Adventurecraft here. I've got a mosquito. Yes. Yes. I didn't kill him all the way. He'll die though. You're gonna die. Got him right off my face. Take that, bastard. Okay, I got a Jack Lopen Adventurecraft. We will have some cool sheaths, I think, from Spirit of the Bear pretty soon, but I got this other knife that I want to do a size comparison with in A2. Really excited about that. That will probably be up even before this video's up. Oakley dokley, so that's that. Man, I'm excited about that. Okay. Let's see, I've got to do a little switcheroony here. So, if you are old school on this channel, one of the real OGs, probably remember this bad boy. This knife actually was probably where I first started getting some traction in the knife community as a knife designer. It made a bit of a splash. It was a good time. It was cool. I didn't just claim to have changed the world or the industry or anything like that. I'm not trying to brag, but this was a bit of a splashy splash. People are like, oh, at the time, the Preppers Bunker Outdoors, the guy who did the Super Kukri. Yeah, the Super Kook. And this is the classic old sheath from Homestead Leather. And this was a whole thing. And guys, this knife was not bad to carry on the hip. We spent a lot of time getting this sheath dialed in, and it's really cool. We've got something here rather exciting and different, though. Of course, from Spirit of the Bear Designs. Michael Spaniers at Spirit of the Bear Designs is my leather guy. He is the leather guy, and if you are smart, he will be your leather guy too. And he will always have all of my knives personally, so he can make you a custom sheath to your requests without you sending your knife in. That's something that is important to me for my customers. Anyways, this sheath is not for this knife. So, Lord willing, by Christmas, somebody will have the opportunity to have a once in a lifetime Super Kook. It will not be affordable, because it cannot be affordable, because all of the proceeds from this, I'm gonna pay Ross what he deserves, Lord willing, or maybe it'll be less than he deserves. He's a very talented guy and he deserves more than he makes now. I'll be paying him, and then the rest of the money will be going to more Super Kooks. We'll be going to blanks and more Super Kooks. And so the one that will be coming will be AD CRV2. And I would really, really like for the production ones to be Z-Tough. However, they could also be 8670 or 15N20. It'll depend on what kind of price we can hit. And I'm going to be honest with you. This knife right here, with desert ironwood pin scales and a sheath like this in Z-Tough, if I'm gonna make any money, it'd have to sell for 800 bucks, $1,000, something crazy. Such an expensive knife design to make, for a lot of reasons. How it nests in the steel, the thickness of the steel needed, the amount of the steel, desert ironwood, the production time, the grind on this is a nightmare as compared to anything else. These are custom done, and that is one heck of a grind. So we're talking about a lot of things here, and Z-Tough is a very expensive steel in the same Vasco Tough family of steels as CD #1, Coin and Die #1, and CPM 1V. But CPM 1V does not have the nickel, and the nickel is what I'm after. So whether we go with Z-Tough or 15N20 or 8670, we are looking at nickel steels. I feel like this whole video is just weird even for me, but there you go. What's this other thing I have in here? Where is this? What's going on? What's even happening? Oh, the Very Good Knife Company Falcon. kind of a little bit different take on a sax. This was designed by Gabriel Rimmer at the Last Huntsman. This one is ADCR-V2 and proper edge geometry for an outdoor use knife. I'm gonna guess her at about 20 thou, and I think that's just right. I've recently had people tell me that's a little too thick, but I think that for what will potentially be a hard use knife, an ADCR-V2 with a full flat grind, I think it's going to perform very well with the full flat grind and a 20 thou behind the edge. I'm guessing I don't have calipers out here. 20 thou behind the edge and a full flat grind. It's going to slice fairly well, and I think it's going to be plenty tough. And so this is a really, really cool blade. So that's what I've got coming up. Lord willing, I'm going to be working on it this week. Some of these things I had planned on doing this week, but I had some other work come up with a friend. And I've been working on the excavator a lot lately. Oh boy. So that's what I've got. You want up here? This is Dax. Y'all probably already know that. Cold weather's coming, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I know that this video is just as basic as it gets, but I've got more stuff planned and more stuff coming. So, rock and roll.